Right, so we're going to finish with the ankle car. Okay, so to work the foot as a whole, we're definitely going to use the ground a lot in training. Okay, but there is some value to working. We call it in the open chain. So these cars that we've demoed today is a lot of working in the open chain. Okay, which means for now, let's say my foot is not in contact with the ground. Okay, I'm going to work through some movement. All right, in order to try and express independence each one of the joints we're working. So here at the ankle, we're talking about two joints. I'm not going to go into anatomy too much for now, but just start to lay these seeds. Like you guys who've had me for a coach now for a while will know that I think education is a massive part of coaching. And even if we keep it as quite basic, it can start to form a really nice picture in our head of why we're doing what we're doing. And some of you guys like to go into it in more detail. So for now, for our ankle car, if I take you through it, we're going to think of driving it from here. So from the heel, and if I just almost move myself through it, and you can follow along with that motion if that makes more sense to you. The motion you can see what the space my foot's exploring. I'm trying to drive that from where my hand is through here as much as I can. All right? This is all going to get dragged along for the ride. This I'm going to try and keep strong and still, strong and still. And you might feel the relationship between the knee and the hip as well, as you might feel some tension pulling into that as you work through this motion. This can be one that cramps quite a lot for people. So if it does, try and keep it so you're moving through a tolerable sort of cramping where it feels like you're working hard. And cramp city, like we've probably said before, is here. And you're coming up to it, you're having a little look at it, but you're not going to go there. All right? Don't worry if you go there now and again. Yeah, that's sort of like, it's part of the process, right? When we're waking things up. So if we talk through where we're moving, when we're doing that, we're moving through dorsiflexion, plantar flexion, and inversion and eversion. Talked about like individually there, but they're going to work together. So as you plantar flex down, you're going to get inversion here. So you're going to get this motion here a little bit. I then want you to gas pedal down, so you can play along now if you want, and pull into inversion here so that the heel starts to tilt through here. Keep that tilt as you pull up, so you start to close this angle. You'll start to see I lose some of that inversion as I now start to actively pull into this stuff, this side. Not a very good view, sorry. I start to pull into this stuff, this side, to tilt the heel this way as I pull into this quarter of the rep. This quarter of the rep here is where a lot of people really struggle. Okay, so don't worry if there's like a lack of feel there, or it just feels like the knees pulling a lot or the hips pulling a lot. Stick with it. Take your time with it and think again, less is more. So just try and find a little bit of movement here or tension. Maybe a little hold there for a couple of seconds. Pull here through this angle. Now start to gas pedal down. You know, as I gas pedal all the way down, I lose some of that motion. I get more of this. And when I really pull into this inversion, and I take you through it, basically, as I probably said to you before, I've just made a rotation of the ankle sound really complicated. But our intention is everything with these movements, as you guys have probably felt already, right? Bring that real intent to it, and we can start to tease out some really good progressive feels from these different areas of the body that we're working. So, like we said, if you feel like this stuff really wants to lead it at the moment, or this does, don't worry, stick with it. Try and think, there's two joints through here we're really trying to work most in this movement, and you try and keep driving it through here, and by doing that, you're going to feel stuff pull in like through here, up through here, through here. Okay, you can imagine all this stuff here working hard to control what you're doing there at the ankle. Okay, that's your ankle car. Hope that little guide's making sense. Nice one.